Hello, Libra. Welcome to your mid-October reading, 2023. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for finding your way here. Appreciate you clicking the like button and the subscribe button so that you can be notified of my new releases. For those that are returning, thank you so much for being here. As you know, I appreciate you listening to my messages, and I hope that you find that it resonates well with you and your spirit. This week, I was guided to do our readings again a little bit differently. The first thing I want to bring your attention to is that these readings that I've been doing, I've done almost more than half now of the signs, and they're very powerful this next week. We have a lot of energy that's really building, right, for this month. We've got some eclipses this month. So as you know, the moon, the moon and the sun really do work energetically on this planet in different ways. First of all, we are beings that need the sun in order for us to grow. Everything on the planet needs the sun in order to grow. The moon also affects us because when the moon is a full moon, it shifts the tide. So the tides get bigger and things get a little bit more crazy, right? Because of the way that it affects our psyche and what it does to our subconscious, all of that stuff. So this month is no different, but it is escalated because we do have on Saturday, October 14th, we have a solar eclipse in Libra on our new moon, meaning there will be no moon, but the solar eclipse will be happening that day. And because it is a new moon, that is a potential for manifesting and implementing some positive changes in your life. I had posted previously in other videos about what I do to create and manifest for the new moon. I take a sheet of paper and I put a big circle on the paper. I put all the things that I want to create in the center of the circle and all the things I want to release on the outside of the circle. And then I make the decision as to whether I'm going to keep that. A lot of people burn their pages just so that it releases that energy out into the ether, and it just so that it's kind of like a nod to spirit. Okay, so I'm giving this up to you now. Help me manifest. I still do that same practice, but I do keep my sheet because I like to look at the progress that I've made. And sometimes some things that I'm trying to manifest takes me months to get there. And that's fine because it is what it is. But I like to watch my progression. So you choose whichever way works the best for you, Libra. Then on Saturday, October the 28th, we have a lunar eclipse, which is the moon, in Taurus. That full moon on that day is called the full hunter's moon. So that is going to make that Halloween weekend a very intense, energetic weekend, okay? The planets will mostly be in earth or water placements, and therefore that energy may be creating a lot of emotions for people. Now, it might not necessarily hit you, Libra, as an air sign. Typically, the air signs are more along the lines of, mental than emotional. But just be aware that people around you may be feeling those emotions. So please be kind to them, okay? So I am going to pull a oracle card to set the energy for your reading. I am going to do your reading with this card called the Gold Foil Tarot. As you can see, they're very luminescent. I rarely use this deck, but I was guided to for these specific readings by Spirit. And then I'm going to be clarifying those cards with the Rider-Waite tarot deck that I normally I read from this deck quite often. This is one of my favorites. At the very end, I'm going to be pulling your 5 main themes like I have been for the past month or so in your readings, which are meant to either clarify what messages you've already received, or they're meant for you to utilize them as positive affirmations, okay, for you to work forward this month. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And your oracle card for this month is, for this week, sorry, is come home to your body. Now you can see this individual is sitting, right, down on the earth, right, completely grounded on the earth and projecting as it goes out into the universe. That's kind of what that is all about. In order for you to be able to really truly manifest and to really work that energy, you really do need to be grounded. Okay. And as an air sign, I don't know, because I'm a Taurus and I'm definitely an earth sign and I definitely know how to ground. I don't know what that feels like for you, being an air sign, where you're more comfortable in the ether or in the air than you are being grounded. But if you utilize that energy of grounding yourself, I feel like your manifestations will come forward a lot faster for you. Okay, so now I am going to pull your card. So what does our Libras need to know for this next week, please, Spirit? What is the energies that are going to lift them and are going to sing to their hearts? And what energies are there obstacles that they're not aware of that they need to overcome? And what are your final messages for them so that they can be aware of your guidance? Splitting the deck, and off we go. Here we go, Libra. Okay, so in your reading so far, you have 2 cups, you have 2 pentacles, and you have 1 major arcana. The cups all have to do with our hearts, and our cups have to do with our emotions and how we feel about things, okay? It also has to do with whether or not we are listening to our inner voice. That's what the cups are representative of. The pentacles have to do with our physical security, our wealth, our health, our careers, our possessions, and our home life. Okay, so to start off your reading, we start off with your current energies being this 8 of Cups. Now, 8s typically are a card about obstacles, but it's also a card about advancement. So this 8 is talking about your emotions. Something has happened and you've gotten to the point where you no longer are going to stay in this energy. This energy is basically stating that you're walking away from an emotional situation for you, whatever that may be, okay? And I just noticed that this card, again, you can see it. It has the eclipse on there. The sun is there and the moon is there. So it has to do with the eclipses, okay? So this energy, whatever it is that you're walking away from, this is your starting point for this next week. And we will get some clarity for that. You're moving forward, your next step, but Spirit is saying this is what you need to do next, is encapsulated in this major arcana card, which is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor, to me, has always represented the Donald Trump energy. Doesn't necessarily represent him as who he is, but it represents what he's about. So let me explain before anybody gets all excited about the fact that I'm mentioning Donald Trump's name. It has to do with This individual is definitely the divine masculine. This individual is self-made. This individual knows how to create, knows how to build, okay? All the four kings in tarot, meaning the King of Swords, the King of Wands, the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, are all encapsulated within this one individual. And basically what this individual is able to do is they're able to see the bigger picture, meaning they're able to see things from above. They're able to recognize how to get from point A to point B. They're builders, they're masters, they're leaders. They lead very comfortably in their lives. They are very self-assured. They're very comfortable in their own skin. And the Emperor has to do with authority, leadership, and being very focused. So for whatever reason, Libra, this is the energy that you're being asked to become. That could very well be tapping into Spirit is really wanting you to be very focused and wants you to step into your leadership role, whatever that means to you, okay? We'll get more clarity. Your obstacle, the thing that's holding you back, the thing that's preventing you from just full charging ahead, the things that you're not looking at or not seeing, has to do with the Eight of Pentacles. Now, the eights, like I mentioned, typically have to do, so you have two eights here, right? Double eights. Eights typically have to do with obstacles in your life. And this would have to do with money. This would have to do with your physical security in some way, okay? So this could mean that you're worried about your finances. This could mean that something's going to come in and is going to shake that up for you. This could be something that has to do with your physical security, but it could have to do with your health. And why I'm saying that is because the health aspect of it is because so many people are getting sick right now. The other thing is so many people are leaving the planet right now. We're moving into an escalation period. Not to try to create fear of any kind, but some souls are they're just not up for the task of what's coming towards us. And this being in your obstacles position, if you look, the card itself is gold, meaning that usually what this card represents is focused, skilled work, meaning this person is just really intent on what it is that he's creating. But for you, this next week, this is your obstacle that you're going to need to overcome, and we'll get more clarity on that as well. Now, your strength this week has to do with the Five of Pentacles. Fives are about change in direction, change in the way that you think, change monetarily, okay? And if you look at the card, these two, this is meant to be a church or a sanctuary of some kind. And these two people are pretty much out in the cold. So, and if you look at this individual, right, this person just has just a cloak out on, and this individual is representative of a leper. And if you look very closely, he's got a bell that's on him. And basically the bell, when leprosy was on the planet and was people had that disease, they were forced to wear this bell so that other people could hear them coming and get out of the way so they wouldn't get ill. So as I was saying, with this 8, I'm not saying you're going to get leprosy, but whatever it is, there may be an illness of some kind that comes in, but I feel as though because this is your strength card, that you are going to draw your strength. And it could very well be that if you do get sick or somebody that's close to you gets sick, this is really an opportunity for you to really focus on bringing your strengths forward, meaning you're a natural healer, you know how to handle illness, right? It could be forcing you to slow down, is the other thing. Sometimes we get sick because we're not listening to our body, and our body is telling us, man, you know, you're burning the midnight oil, I'm burning out, right? So just be aware. And then the other thing is, because this is in your position of strengths, what this is also telling us is that you're not focusing on those, you're not focusing on your weaknesses, you're focusing on your strengths this next week, okay? And then your final outcome is this Ace of Cups. Cups have to do with our emotions. Aces have to do with seeds being planted. These are opportunities for you. This opportunity has to do with something that is just going to light you up from the inside. It's going to tick all those boxes that make you feel really good. Like, this is having to do with your emotions. This is having to do with how you feel about things. And then the other thing, if you remember what I was saying, was this has to do with whether or not you're listening to your inner voice. Okay. So what I pick up on this card is, if you look, you can see it's got the gold background. So again, it's a gift from God. If you look, this hand is coming out of these clouds right here, right? And basically what it's saying is, I'm handing you this opportunity, this gift that's going to light up your heart, and your cup is going to overflow with emotions. So again, tapping into emotions, we may be feeling very emotional this month. And the other thing is, there's a bird up here, which to me, birds represent messages, but it also is a peace dove. So it's going to bring some level of inner peace. The last thing that I want to talk about this card is that whenever we see an ace in tarot, it is like a seed. God's handing you a seed. And you have the opportunity to decide what you want to do with that seed. We're given opportunities all the time. Sometimes we don't recognize them. Sometimes we see them, but we don't acknowledge them. And that's what seeds are. Seeds of opportunity are things that we need to grab onto. We need to own it. And then we need to nurture it, and we need to feed it, and we need to work with it so that it can expand and grow. Okay, so that's what this last card is talking about for your reading for this week. And now I'm going to get some clarifiers for you, so we can get some additional information as to what Spirit wants to share with you, what's coming in. Spirit, what do our Libras need to know, please, for clarity? Information that is going to make sense to each and every one. And I'm just going to spread these cards all the way out, and I'm just going to be pulling from this one specific deck. Okay, so a clarifying card for your Eight of Cups is the Moon card. The Moon card is a major arcana card. So there's some mystery here. There's something that's not being spoken of. There's something that is subconscious, and you're walking away. So the Moon card, and if you look at this Moon card, again, we have the Moon and the Sun. So that is representing the solar, right? As well as the lunar eclipse, because you've got both. So I feel as though that these eclipses that are coming in are very powerful, and you have an opportunity to work with that energy. And that's basically what this Moon card is talking about. So the Moon has to do with mysterious paths and the things unknown. And it also has to do with things that are hidden in our subconscious. So as this is clarifying your Eight of Cups, There is a reason why you're walking away. You might not fully understand the reasons why you need to walk away. You're protecting your heart, right? Because this is the Eight of Cups. You're protecting your heart. But just know that you're divinely guided in doing that, right? And then the Emperor, which represents your next step, is being okay. So we have the Emperor here. This is your next step. And the Emperor represents that energy of focused thought. It has to do with leadership, and it has to do with authority. And then you have the Death card. Now, the Death card is another major arcana card. And the Death card has to do with something being completed, something dead, done, and over. And I really feel that this really taps into whatever it is that you're walking away from, okay? Because whatever you're walking away from, you're walking away because you are honoring yourself. And this Death card is saying it's dead, done, and over. As far as I'm concerned, I don't need to talk about this. I don't need to look at this ever, ever, ever again. And the Death card is also about rebirth. So this card is saying that once you've walked away, don't look back. Just acknowledge that that action was needed, and that whatever that energy represents for you is finalized. It's done. You don't need to look at it again. And you're going to be starting a new journey, okay? Because that's what the Death card is about. The Death card is not really a scary card. I mean, it does represent death, and it may represent death for some people, but typically when you get the Death card, it doesn't represent a physical death. So it's not something to be, afraid of. Basically, what it's talking about is one cycle is ended and a new cycle begins. One door closes, a new door opens, right? That kind of an energy. Okay, your Eight of Pentacles, which is your obstacles. I'm going to pull another card, and your clarifier is the King of Wands. Interesting. So this King of Wands, so you've got the Eight of Pentacles here, which this is a hard, studious worker, right? Something about the home, something about finances is blocking you for this next week. Well, this Wands energy has to do with inspiration, creativity, passion. And that's the type of energy that this king represents, right? Okay. And this king is a very fiery, take action type of a king. This king knows how to get things done. He knows how to put a fire under people's butts. But then again, so does the Emperor. So that means so do you, right? And as this is an obstacle, this may mean that things are not going to work quite as fast as you would like them to, because taking action right now may not be an option for you. It may very well be that you just have to acknowledge that that energy is there, because it could be a block to your finances, right? For right now, it could be a block in a career move, something like that. And it could be the result of whoever this individual is. This could be your boss. This could be anybody that represents. This doesn't necessarily even have to be gender specific. It's just the energy that is represented by this king. He typically is the one that will, get up off of his throne and get things done. But in your situation, as this is a block, that means that energy is being blocked for some reason. Okay, your Five of Pentacles is being, your Five of Pentacles, which is in your strengths position, is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. And what that represents. Now, this queen is very focused on her comfort. She's very focused about her physical security in her home. She is self-made. She is an individual that is, she's a healer, a natural born healer. She's very generous, right? She gives to others. And this is your strength. You are this individual, right? This represents your energy, your strength this next week. It could very well be that you're going to recognize that somebody that you know or somebody that's close to you who is potentially really struggling with something, that you're able to assist them. So it could be that you're giving your energy or giving your attention to someone that requires someone with a gentle touch, with a loving heart, and somebody that can recognize this physical security kind of a need. And then your Ace of Cups, which is your final card, is this Ace of Cups is clarified by this Eight of Swords. Now, this Eight of Swords is an air energy. So this is energy that you recognize and understand very well. However, this is all self-imposed thought. And if you look at her, she looks all bound up, right? She looks like she is just completely like, she doesn't know what to do, how to move. She feels frustration, and she feels, and it's all just thought, right? Because the swords have to do with the way that we think, how we express, how we communicate, how we make decisions. And she's all bound up. But really, she just needs to turn her thinking around. She needs to recognize that she's the one that is the driver of her thoughts. So if she can flip her way of thinking, she could get out of this very easily. I'm going to pull one more card for that, for clarity. Ha! And you've got the World card. Okay, this is awesome. Okay, so basically what I pick up is you're given this opportunity. This opportunity is going to really accentuate your heart space, right? But there's a part of you that feels that you don't deserve it, or there's a part of you that doesn't or can't completely own the gift, the opportunity. For some reason, it balls you up. But what the world is saying is that you really need to move forward with that, because this is what's going to give you your harmony. It's going to give you your balance and your fulfillment. Okay. So this is just self-imposed. Just recognize that, you know, this good opportunity, this good fortune that's coming your way may bind you up a bit, but you also have the Freedom card right here. This is an ending cycle. This is a card of integration, and this is a card of spiritual awareness. So this is a beautiful card. Okay, Libra. I can't say enough good things about that. Okay. Overall, I don't really see anything here that is, I just feel like you're going to have a really great week. I think that there's a lot of really good opportunities coming, and that you're really being asked to really tap into this eclipse season and utilize that energy for your highest and best good. You've got the tools here, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull your last 5 main themes. I got to put my glasses on so I can read it. Oh, okay. And your first card is happiness, right? Hey, I feel like, because that's your final outcome, right? This is a card of happiness. And, you know, this World card is about harmony, balance, and feeling fulfilled. So this matches perfectly. And then we have the Candle. You will be shown the way, which is awesome, because remember, with this moon was talking about you're walking away from something. you know, you're walking away from something that has lit up your heart, or somebody that has hurt you, or someone that has not been stellar towards you. You're walking away from an emotional situation, right? And you've got this moon that talks about the mystery of it, the subconscious part of it. And I just really feel as though you're going to be shown the way to go. And it's perfect because it really ties in with all the other cards that are basically saying the same thing. And then you have the knot, which they're saying that there is some unsuccessful plans. Well, we knew that because we knew that you had this 8 of Pentacles, that you were really working on mastering some type of a skill here. And then this King of Wands came in and kind of thwarted some of that energy. So that kind of makes sense too, as to that. There's going to be something that isn't going to go quite as you had wanted. But that's not for all of you. Remember, this is a general reading, so. And then you have this pail that says time to get out of a situation. Definitely ties in again with this 8 of Cups walking away, right? So that's confirmation one more time. And your final card is the Mountain Road. Fabulous, because it says you are on the road to success. And of course, I would communicate that that's absolutely true. If you can just get out of your mind and accept the gifts that are coming, you are on the road to success. And once again, I just want to reiterate, come home to your body. That might have a different meaning for you now than when you originally heard that message. And for me, that just means just settling in and doing the work, right, that we're meant to do. Okay, Libra, I hope that you found this reading helpful to you. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate your attention. I appreciate you listening to the end. I wish you a very great week. I will be back shortly with new messages for you. Until then, take very good care of you. Come back to your body, right? And realize that you've got some great successes coming for you this coming week. Okay? Take very good care and see you next time.